Hello. Have you ever tried to imagine what the distant future might look like for Jack and Tien? Will the storms of today one day finally grow quiet? And after everything, will peace and happiness be the only things left behind? Come with me into the year 2035, and let us see what kind of future time has gently prepared for them. If you are curious too, stay with me until the very last lines of this story. Dawn slowly stretches across the hillside. The red-tiled house glows in the early sunlight like a small, warm flame, resting in the middle of a lush green valley. Smoke rises softly from the kitchen, blending into the thin morning mist, drifting gently like the calm breath of the earth itself. Jack stands on the front porch, his hands clasped behind his back, quietly watching the golden sunlight spill across the garden. Even now, there are moments when he still finds it hard to believe that back in 2025, this house existed only as a few unfinished sketches on crumpled sheets of paper. And yet now, here it stands, steady, warm, and full of life. The storms of the past have become nothing more than fading shadows, slowly disappearing into memory. What fills his heart now is not pride, and not even the feeling of victory, but a deep and quiet peace, a silent kind of gratitude. He remembers the long, sleepless nights, the early mornings, the construction dust, the sweat, the endless effort. He remembers the days he pushed forward without stopping, just to keep one promise, a promise to build a home for Tien. Those days are far behind him now. All that remains is this sunrise, this house, this life. Then suddenly, laughter rings out across the yard. A 6-year-old boy runs barefoot across the cool tiled ground, holding a small branch in his hand, chasing after a butterfly dancing through the sunlight. His laughter is as clear as a morning bell, spreading across the yard, slipping into every corner of the red-roofed home. Jack's eyes soften. His own childhood had never known mornings like this, and now all he wants is for his son to grow up surrounded by the things he himself never had. "Slow down, son. You're gonna fall," he says, his voice low and gentle. The little boy turns back at once, grinning brightly. "It's okay, Dad. I'm fast." And in that very moment, the whole yard seems brighter than the sun itself. The door behind him opens softly. Tien steps outside, carrying their baby daughter in her arms. The little girl is fast asleep, her skin soft and pink like peach blossoms, her breathing light and gentle like tiny waves touching the shore. A small trace of milk remains on her sleeve. Jack's heart softens at the sight. The woman standing before him now is no longer the fragile girl who had once been crushed by loss. She is a mother now, gentle, strong, enduring, radiant in her own quiet way. And yet, deep in her eyes, there is still a flicker of wonder, as if somewhere deep in her heart, she is still asking, after all those storms, is this real? Is this life truly ours? Jack steps closer and gently places a hand on her shoulder. "You've been through so much." Tien only shakes her head and smiles. No more words are needed. In her eyes, the answer is already there. The storms are truly behind them now. All that remains is love. The kitchen is filled with familiar warmth. A pot of soup bubbling softly. Steamed rice rising into the air. Eggs sizzling in the pan. Filling the morning with the comforting sounds of home. Tien lays the baby down in a woven cradle by the window, then gently covers her with an old embroidered cloth, faded by time. Their son runs in, holding tightly to a flower still wet with morning dew. Mom, this is for you." She bends down to take it, and her smile shines even brighter than the morning sun. "It's so beautiful. Thank you, my sweet boy." Jack rests his large hand on the boy's shoulder, his voice calm and steady. Our home is the most beautiful in moments like this. Can you see it? The storms are gone, and what they left behind is not something grand or dazzling, but simple moments, quiet moments, deeply human moments. And yet, it is in those simple moments that peace quietly takes root. By noon, the city is alive beneath the light. Jack's company building stands tall under the sun, its glass walls reflecting the bright open sky. Inside, blueprints are spread across a large table. Models of bridges, schools, and residential areas shine under white office lights. Jack speaks, his voice calm, firm, and composed. We are not just building structures. We are building people's trust. Heads nod in agreement. Pens move across paper. Respect can be seen in every pair of eyes turned toward him. Jack is no longer the young engineer from the early days of his career. His name now carries weight. But when his gaze drifts toward the glass window, what rises in his mind is not applause and not praise. It is the laughter of his son in the yard, the sight of a tiny hand holding a morning flower with care. And in that moment, he knows the greatest thing he has ever built in his life is this family. Evening slowly begins to fall. The car moves along the mountainside road. From the distance, the red-tiled roof appears once again, waiting quietly like a little lantern in the fading light. Jack's heart feels lighter immediately. The moment he reaches the gate, his son runs straight toward him, wrapping both arms around his father's leg. Dad, today I drew our house in class. My teacher said it was the prettiest one. Jack bends down and lifts him into his arms, his eyes bright with joy. This house is beautiful because your mother and your little sister are in it. Always remember that. The boy nods again and again, laughing out loud. On the porch, Tien stands there holding their baby girl, her smile as soft as the last golden light falling over the hillside. The storm of doubt, of fear, of uncertainty has truly faded away. What remains now is trust, quietly passed from father to son. Dinner is set on a wooden table, beneath a trellis of blooming bougainvillea. A lantern sways gently overhead, pouring a soft golden light over the table. The little boy chatters endlessly about butterflies, dragonflies, and the tiny magical world only children seem to notice. Tien asks softly, "And did you let it go afterward?" "Yes, I did," the boy replies quickly, his eyes shining. Jack smiles. "That's good. A man should know how to love and how to help." The boy sits a little straighter, his face glowing with pride. Tien watches the two of them in silence, and wave after wave of tenderness fills her heart. There was a time when she feared happiness was nothing more than a fragile dream, something that could disappear with the slightest touch. But now, she can see it right here, real, warm, alive, at her own dinner table. Night settles in slowly. Moonlight spills across the quiet yard, like silver. The little boy lies stretched out on the front steps, pointing up at the sky. "Dad, why are there so many stars tonight?" Jack sits down beside him. Every star is a dream. The more dreams there are, the brighter the sky becomes. The child goes quiet for a moment, then whispers, "Then I dream that our family will always stay this happy. Like this." That innocent sentence reaches the deepest part of Tien's heart. She holds her baby daughter closer, her eyes shimmering with tears, peaceful tears. She leans her head against Jack's shoulder. His hand gently tightens around hers. That dream has already come true. And just like that, the storm of old pain, of old loss, has finally passed. All that remains is happiness, shining like starlight in the eyes of their children. But what about the family around them? Have those bonds of love remained unbroken? Yes. Look farther down the valley. Mother Loy, now nearly 60, is slowly pouring tea in her quiet home. Beside her sits Mr. Dung, calm, steady, and warm, like a silent place to lean on. She no longer lives under the same roof as Jack, but the bond between them has never faded. Not even a little. Some days, Jack and Tien bring the children to visit her, and her small yard fills once more with the sound of children's laughter. On other days, she comes to visit them herself, carrying familiar gifts from home, jars of pickled vegetables, fruit from the garden, little clothes sewn by hand, stitch by stitch. Her hair is now touched with silver, but her smile is still as gentle and bright as ever. To Jack, Mr. Dung has never been only the man beside his mother. He has also been a teacher, a companion, and a father figure in his own quiet way. A man whose silent strength once helped Jack through the hardest chapters of his life. And now, when Jack leans forward to pour tea for him, there is the respect of a son in that small gesture. The storms of separation, misunderstanding, and emptiness have long since passed. What remains now is connection, steady, gentle, and never broken. Back at the red-tiled house, silence settles down softly over everything. The little boy has fallen asleep on the front steps, still holding a wildflower in his hand, its petals slightly crumpled. The baby sleeps peacefully in her cradle, her breathing soft and even, like the wind. Jack turns to look at Tien, the woman who walked beside him through so many storms in life. She turns to look at him too, then lifts her eyes to the endless sky above. No more words are needed. The answer is already there. The storms have truly passed. All that remains is peace. All that remains is happiness. All that remains is love, enduring beneath the red-tiled roof, on that quiet hillside.